Hey guys, it's Amber, and welcome to December Daily Day 5. So I'm going to be jumping right in here, but I want to apologize in advance. There's a lot of content on here, so I kind of skip around. Not skip around, but I skip a lot and kind of just bounce from task to task because there's so much to do. So I am working on my Joy and Around Here pocket that Allie provided in the December prep day for 2020. It is super awesome. She did hers in rose gold. I anticipated that I was going to be doing mine in rose gold, but I changed my mind and went with red based on my photos, basically. So what you saw there in the very beginning was me cutting my American Crafts, like it's like a red metallic foil. It's not sparkly, like glittery, I should say, but it definitely has a fun metallic sheen and it looks really pretty in person. So I cut that file out on my silhouette and you see me there, I'm cutting my clear acetate piece. I get mine from Graphics. They are from Amazon. Really awesome. So I cut the vinyl in red, cut the graphics piece, so that was ready to go. And now I'm getting ready to cut my transfer piece because my piece has been cut. So I'm just making a nice even edge here and then cutting it to the exact size of the transparency, which for this one I made a 7 by 8 1/4, not 6 3/4, which is what I normally do. I wanted to give myself a little bit of extra room to sew the pocket, punch the holes, and trim a little if I needed to in case things got a little off. So I have my thing here. It was a really easy weed because you just literally pull up all the parts on the outside, but this cut all the way through both sides of the paper, which I hadn't intended to do. I need to back off my blade for the next time I do vinyl. I've been cutting some really thick paper, and so I had a little bit of a difficult time getting the letters to stay flat. But like I said, I kind of skipped some steps here because some of this part took a really long time to get it like lined up. It was a little more bubblier than I was hoping it would be, but got it all smoothed out using my We Are Memory Keepers tool. I have that one there that's almost 7 inches wide. And I also have a small burnisher that is a Cricut brand. So burnished it as best I could. Some of them I had to like peel up a little bit just to get them to stick. And it was a pretty smooth lay down, but it's always hard when you're trying to put something sticky. It's like 7 inches by 8 inches wide. So as you can see, there are 3 of the letter backings peeled off. I just pulled them off. That was not a problem. And here I was going to line it up on my graph, but then I realized it would be better if I started in a corner because this design is designed to go off the edges a little bit. So here it went down and you can already see that there's some large bubbles. And I wanted it to go down more straight. Even though it looked like it was good, it needed to be smoothed down more. So there was a lot of finessing going on here. Like I actually, even after I pulled off the transfer paper, had to lift up a few letters with my nails, smooth them back down. It actually looks pretty good, despite the fact that I had to do that. But even just pulling off this transfer tape, this took me like a few minutes of footage. It was like really, really fresh piece. It was super stuck on there. So I ended up skipping a lot of that. So the Red Star metallic transparency that I'm using is from a place called Pretty Little Studio, and they have a ton of really cool 8 by 8 and a handful of 12 by 12, but most of their product is 8 by 8 products, which is perfect for December daily. What's awesome about this one is that both sides of the stars are that color, and most of their transparencies. Some are like silver looking on the back, but most of them, like the same design, shows on both sides. So I decided to cut my pocket at a slant, and then when I trimmed it here, I left just a little bit, not even probably a full 1/4 of an inch extra on the right hand side in case it puckered when I decided to sew it. So I skipped, the sewing machine is below me there. It's a really old, like 30-year-old sewing machine that used to be my mom's, but I skipped the part where I sewed it. It actually worked pretty well. I just used some paper clips to hold it in place. And then I thought I'd be able to use my 6-hole punch, but it was too thick. So I used my paper punch template, and the only thing I had to be concerned with is pushing it a little over to the right so that it didn't go through the stitches and rip out the stitches. So here I'm working on my 4x6 photos that are going to go in the pocket. I have a 4th one planned, but right now I only have 3 printed. I'm using the 4x6 craft tags just as a die not as a die, sorry, as a template for cutting the corners. My photos are actually slightly larger than the tags here, so I'm not sure if the tags are a true 4x6 or if my photos are just a little bit larger. And so I just got all those corners cut. And then I did kind of make a silly error here that I don't show on the video, but I took a sharp, like not a Sharpie, a slick writer pen, and I marked holes at the top where I was going to punch it. And then I remembered that I wanted to use my new slot punch. So at some point I will be cutting slots in the top, and I considered using the around here on each photo like Allie did, but I just decided it was too busy and it wasn't for me. I was fine with one around here on the front pocket, and I really just wanted to see the fun photos. So here I am using that slot punch, and the Sharpie marks are just slightly underneath it, but I decided there was no way I was going to reprint all of these photos and do all this work again. I would just hide with the ribbon by creatively stapling it so that it kind of covered it. So I held each one over top of the next so that I could get the slot punches all in the same spot. Really excited to play with that new punch. And then just sticking them in the pocket to see what I think so far. I briefly considered, I have the 5 and the 6 chipboard on my desk here. I thought about doing the 6 just because of where my placement was. I thought that the curve would really look nice inside the O, but it didn't really matter what day this was on. I ended up keeping it just as day 5 because I knew that it would look good next to the back of my day 4, which has some red in it. And I knew that I was going to be putting a photo on the back, or had kind of planned to maybe put a photo on the back, and then that would leave me with space for my day 6. And I didn't have anything planned for day 5 yet, so I'd be struggling to fit it in. So here I'm pulling out the word phrase strips from the main kit this year. They're like a craft color with, it's kind of like a white vinyl that is printed on there because it's kind of shiny. I'm not really sure exactly how to describe it. It's not a flat color white though. It's really, really pretty. And I decided to look for 3 designs that go all the way across the photos. And I picked ones that like it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, and I'm not sure what the other 2 say because I can't read them from here. I don't have it right in front of me. But I picked 3 that go across the top, and I just use rolling adhesive to attach them. And once I figured out where the first one went, I used that as a guide for the other 2 so that they were all at the same height. And I really like the way that that came out. It was a simple decoration that didn't really hide the photo or the decor behind it that I'm trying to show off here. So that was a good solution for me. I really love everyone else's projects that have used that around here die cut. And I even have like the metal die, it's in the upper part of the photo there. I have some silhouette cutouts here. It's just too busy for me, and it didn't need to be repeated over and over again for the types of photos and the way I cropped my photos. So I'm grabbing some white cardstock stickers that are from the Star Kit, and the colored ones there are from the Stories by the Month 2020 kit. And I'm using my paper piercer there to add one tiny little star right in the center of the strips there, just to give it a little something. So I put one red, one green, and one white one, I believe, that are real tiny, just to add a little something extra. Hey guys, so I am working here on my pocket, trying to figure out how I want to embellish it. I think I'm going to be sticking with my black number 5 here and putting it over the O because it kind of is centered very well around there. I think I want to stick with this white around here, but I'm having some ideas. So I'm thinking about either doing the resist spray and distress glitter like Tim Holtz had shown us in the Product Play 4 class to add some sparkle, make it stand out a little bit more. I also was thinking about embossing it with this black sparkly Ranger glitter, like the entire die cut. So thinking about that. My concern is that it would be too dark, even though it'd be glittery. And that could just be because of the photo it's on. So I'm thinking that if it was on a different photo, then it might stand out more, because now I don't like the white with that photo. And the black is more obvious. So that might be part of it. I have a second one already cut here, so I could experiment with both and see which one I like better. I even actually thought about just stacking them to make it look more like thicker and help it stand out more, but we'll see. And even though I made this a clear see-through pocket, I'm considering putting this photo on the back here. I thought about like layering it to, you know, enjoy the see-through aspect, but I'm thinking that it might just look nice on the all white background, and that might actually also affect how I embellish. So that's something to consider as well, because if it has the white background, then the white does really pop. And so then I might just stick with the Distress glitter and spray. Plus I don't have ribbon or anything, and that will help determine. So if I do stick with this photo, I printed out the Meowie Christmas on there because it's so adorable. And I'm trying to figure out what embellishment to put up top here. So I really wanted to use this red circle transparency die cut from the main kit. It's a little too big. I could cut it off, but to get it to where I'd want it balanced, I'd have it all the way down here. So I did consider trimming out just the pink and red part. Still considering it. Not sure yet if that's exactly what I want to go. Excuse me. I brought out these pleather stickers here that were black. And I thought about adding one of these on here, but it's too much like black, I think, and it's not balanced well. So I'm definitely not going to be going with that option. I'm going to tuck those away. I also considered doing something with like felt hearts here from my stash. And I like that because this is like a fabric reindeer that's like stitched together. So these kind of like playing off of the red and black is really cute. I also considered doing a black with red like that. It's really stinking cute, but I'm just not sure quite yet what I want to do. I even considered like dotting the eye with a little fabric heart. So that's something I'm thinking about. And then I also went through my stash and picked out a few things. Like there's not really mistletoe, but I was thinking it'd be fun to play on that. So I picked out a few things that say mistletoe. So I have this Under the Mistletoe puffy sticker. I think this was the 2019 Paisley Press. I also considered this sticker that says This Merry Moment. This has mistletoe on it. This has Under the Mistletoe in red. And then I also, this doesn't say mistletoe, but it has this Holidays at Home. Or it also has like this red plaid that I thought if I did something, maybe I could layer it. So I've got those pulled aside. And then I also started digging through my heart collection here. And I have like a paper heart here, like a die cut, that I could maybe then layer, you know, something like this puffy sticker over, or one of the other stickers. I also have these like plastic ones that came in the most recent Studio Calico add-ons. It's more of like a dark gray, but it kind of pulls black. And I like that one because it was really narrow and it really focuses you, because it's like pointing right to their little faces. The other ones are kind of bigger, so it's like this one works, but the other ones are all much bigger and hard to center. So yeah, I really got to make some decisions. I'm kind of stuck on what exactly it is that I want to do. I might play around with these first so that they have an opportunity to dry. And the other thing I was considering was maybe just sprinkling some white stars like all around this, like maybe dotting the eye and just putting a handful towards the outside, which I might still do even if I play with doing something else. And the last thing that I brought out was these one little word metal hearts. There's actually a set just like this in the kit this year. And it has a red, a dark gray, a light gray, green, and a pink. But I kind of was trying to hold on to these to do something specific with them. Like I might swap out the pink for the black or something, or the other red. But I was hoping to do my family tags using something with those. But yeah, I thought that they would add like a cute little dimension if I decided to do something like that. So gotta keep thinking about it, and I'll figure something out. And I'll get back with you. Okay guys, so I have my finished project here. I'm really happy with how it came out, even though it took me forever to get it done. So I'm still planning to add a fourth photo like I had mentioned before. To help draw some attention and add some more white, I added a white sticker star here, one offset here, one in the center here, and then one on the number 5, just to kind of help draw your eye around the page. And that was this white sticker sheet. I believe these came in the the star mini kit this year. So I have my ribbons, which are sticking. So I had that error earlier where I was marking holes for punching, so I kind of had to staple my ribbons funny to help cover them. I didn't feel like reprinting all my photos just for that. And I already had embellishments down here, so I couldn't really hide it well. So I just stapled the ribbons a little low. Sorry, excuse me. And then each one has very simple journaling on the back. Like for example, this one says, I bought this new metal Merry Christmas sign at Target right around Thanksgiving. I love how it looks hanging on the back of the front door, surrounded by my poinsettia garden. I don't have a lot of Christmas decorations, so I really try to buy what I love when I see it, even if not everything coordinates. I'm not trying to have a perfect home, but I'm trying to fill it with things that bring me joy. So that's my Merry Christmas sign. And then this one, the journaling is just talking about how like I have all my photos and albums here and like years of memories and a few new decorations in here. And then my third one is, of course, this tree, this reindeer tree with a little cat popping out in the background. And I really like how I added these word strips from the main kit with the craft with the white, like I think it's like a white vinyl print because it's got a little bit of a reflection to it. Use the plaid to help match and coordinate. Good. I have the journaling on the back, just talking about where I got him and that he was new, fitting in with like one of my oldest decorations that I have, these sequin trees. It's like one of the first decorations I ever bought when I moved out on my own. So just kind of telling a little story about that. And then the fourth picture, when I can finally get a decent one, is going to be of our front door with a wreath and like a new Christmas welcome mat that I got. The problem is the way the way our home faces the sun is I get really harsh shadows. So it's like very light and very stark. So I'm trying to find a good cloudy day to get a good photo of the wreath and the front porch and everything. So that will be included here. So like I said, I really like how the white stars help make it pop a little bit more. And then on the back, I did include the photo of the kitty. He's really smelling it, but it looks like he's kissing it. And then I ended up doing a little grouping of 3 here with the black felt heart, the red felt heart, and then the under the mistletoe puppy sticker. I used some red line tape to adhere all of those together, so hopefully it stays on really well because I didn't want to have to staple anything. So simple, really pretty, and I'm glad I included this photo here because I really loved it. And I didn't want it to take the place of this one, but it kind of all helps go together. So super happy with how it came out, and let me know what you think. Thanks again. Bye.